Oshkosh Media is government programming on GovTV, community programming on Life TV, and community radio on Oshkosh FM 101.9.
Welcome to the City Manager's Report, a look at city updates and a preview of the next Oshkosh Common Council meeting agenda.
And thanks for joining us for the City Manager's Report. I'm your host, Andy Radig, joined today by your City Manager for the City of Oshkosh, Mark Roloff. Mark, thanks for being here.
Great to be here, Andy.
Today we'll talk about some municipal news updates in the first half of the program. And in the second half, we'll be talking about some agenda highlights from the upcoming Tuesday, November 24th Common Council meeting that will be live here on GovTV and on our online streaming and online media outlets. So, Mark, we've got a lot of items to talk about today. I guess first of all, we should talk about the fact that City Hall is closed through December 4th. And why was this decided?
Yeah, well, we've been closed since before the election, and originally it was to allow voters to be able to come to City Hall safely. But since that time, the numbers have in Winnebago County have continued to rise, and they've kind of hit a long plateau, and they haven't shown any signs of actually going down now. We're hoping with the different orders that, and recommendations that have been out there that the numbers will start to go down a little bit. So we're going to stay closed a couple more weeks. Okay. I think it's appropriate that we get open as soon as possible, and that's our goal to do that. Fortunately, we have a lot of good services that we've added to our website for virtual engagement with the city, whether it's transactions you need to have or something like that. So we have a lot of ability to give people capabilities to utilize city services, and we're hoping that people continue to take advantage of those.
Mm-hmm. Right. So there may be some differences between different city offices and departments, and folks can check those different things on the city's website. Here we're looking at some of the different service options that people have as far as for doing business online, and that's very helpful. Folks can also use the drop box in front of City Hall for dropping off payments and such. And they can also use U.S. mail if they would like to go old school and send something in the mail.
We know a lot of people still prefer that face-to-face interaction, and when we reopen, and I expect that to be relatively soon, when we reopen, we've got things in place, but our numbers are high here. We've had some issues within our own organization that we have to manage as well, and we have to make sure that our employees are safe, the public's safe, and so it's balancing those needs and still delivering services at the same time. So check out our website. We've got a lot of good information there.
Okay, thanks for that update. So we have also some updates regarding road construction, and we have some good news. It looks like we have Snell Road, first of all, is now open.
Yeah, our two big projects for the year are now done. Snell Road was one of the biggest, and this is over near County Park, just east of Jackson Street. So this, I would say within the next day or so, I'd say by Thanksgiving week, this area will be open, and this is immediately by Jackson and Snell, but otherwise it's wide open all the way to County Park. Mm-hmm. You'll see that we've added sidewalks, which is a great feature for people wanting to walk in this area, access County Park, and just access other sidewalks and trails in this area.
Mm-hmm. Nice smooth drive there, so that's nice to see.
Yes, not as bumpy.
Bumpy.
And similarly, Oregon Street.
Right.
And that's pretty much open. All of Oregon Street is open. 28th in Bradley, there's still a little bit of work being done on Bradley, on 28th up to Bradley. Mm-hmm. And so, but again, much smoother road. And the big thing out here on Oregon Street was getting the sewer upgraded and extended. And so we're very pleased that we're able to do that. And that's actually going to assist in development out there because we were under capacity. So the businesses are open out there. I encourage people to take advantage of that. And again, a very smooth ride there on Oregon Street.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. It's nice to have those projects wrapping up. Here we're seeing 28th and Bradley, and that is now fully open from Oregon to Bradley, but a couple projects continue on 28th Avenue east of Bradley Street. So just finishing those things up.
And I always say that we pretty much get our street projects done by deer hunting season. The contractors, if they've got deer hunters in their workforce, they want to get them out there. So, and true to form, the folks who are out there are probably not deer hunters at this point, but the work gets done usually around this time of year, and that's also because the asphalt plants close and things like that. So we get this work done, and we're real happy. It's we have 2 seasons. Winter and construction, so we're about ready for winter.
Okay, that's a great update. Thanks for that one. Also recently, kind of an interesting different item that came up here. The Oshkosh Public Museum recently repatriated the John Quinney Powderhorn to the Arvid Miller Library Museum and Cultural Affairs Department up in Bowler. And I believe that we have an audio clip, a video clip from the director of the museum up there, if we might be able to roll that.
John Quinney played a significant role historically in our tribe's survival throughout the years, and it's symbolisms like this that remind us how far we've come. From our original territory out east to where we reside today, it speaks of the resilience of the people that we are. And it's our culture, language, and tradition that is seated in everything that we do. So today, let this serve as many symbolisms and many great relationships that we continue to share with people like the Oshkosh Public Museum.
So Mark, I know that this Powderhorn was a symbol of leadership for the tribe.
Yeah, this was the Stockridge-Muncie tribe, and through it's named John Quinney Powderhorn because John Quinney was a statesman who was instrumental in repealing the Congressional Act of 1843. What that did is it allowed the Stockridge-Muncie tribe to become citizens and allowed for their government and customs to be maintained by the tribe. So that was a very important part of their history, and the Powderhorn is a very representative model of that. So we returned it, or the term is repatriated, to the Stockridge-Muncie tribe at their museum up in Bowler. So we're happy to do that, and we're working with them on some other items that may eventually get repatriated, and that's appropriate. It's really very important to the Stockridge-Muncie tribe, so we're going to be working very closely with them.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And that video clip that you just saw, that will be shown on Oshkosh Media Gov TV at a later point. Watch our schedules at oshkoshmedia.org, and also look for it online. We'll be doing some social media promotion about that, as well as our YouTube channel will be posted. The video will be posted there. Staying with the Oshkosh Public Museum, Mark, some oral histories are now available thanks to some work that was done at the Public Museum.
Yeah, over the years, the Public Museum has gathered audio clips, and these ones are World War II veterans just giving their experiences and getting them documented. And we're also, this is really part of an effort at a statewide level to do a statewide collection of, I believe it's like 500 interviews and it's involving 20 different libraries, archives, museums, and historical societies around the state. It's really something else. So we're just one of the many participants with this, but we're making our audio clips available, and they're at a website called recollectionwisconsin.org, and eventually it's going to be at a digital library, Public Library of America, in the spring, but it's being collected at a state level, and this is where it's going, and we just thought it was a great partnership, so congratulations to Brad Larson and everybody at the museum who worked so hard to collect all these oral histories and make them available, and tell an oral history of World War II through the eyes of some of our veterans.
Absolutely, and we're taking a look here at that recollectionwisconsin.org. So we encourage people to take a look at that website and listen to some of those histories. And it's a great asset to have available for folks, those oral histories.
Very much.
Okay. And recently, on Election Day, we had Go Transit had a free fare day, and apparently they were pretty successful in that.
Yeah, we had nearly 1,500 free rides that were provided that day. Some people were going to the polls to vote, and some were just the regular riders. They got a free ride that day, and they certainly appreciated a free ride, even though it's just once a year. But we wanted to thank our current riders for their patronage, and hopefully a couple people may have tried out Go Transit, and maybe they'll become regular riders in the future. So that's we get about 1 million riders a year. Now it's way down this year; you can't really count it, but we're still a much needed service to a portion of our population. And if we can add a few people to that, we're more than happy to oblige.
Absolutely. And I know that free fare day typically takes place to allow students to get used to transit or to try it out. This year, just because of everything happening, it was moved to Election Day. So they had a good day that day.
Yeah, it's a great feature.
Okay. And other things that are happening downtown, there's some holiday events. And recently the holiday tree lighting event happened, and that was really the kickoff to all of their downtown holiday events.
Yeah, there are, right now we're doing a lot of these events virtually, but we still want to make people aware that downtown Oshkosh is still open. We want to encourage people to shop locally as much as possible. And so the tree lighting ceremony, November 20th, and you can watch it virtually, or you can watch it on GovTV for the replays of it. So we're real excited about that. And, of course, shopping local, there's a lot of activities through the Downtown Business Improvement District, and Oshkosh Corporation is sponsoring the Downtown for the Holidays events. So they're virtual events, but if people can still maybe pay a visit to some of our downtown shops, do it all socially distanced. It's very safe. Our merchants are very cognizant of making it a safe experience for everybody. But a lot of different activities going on, most of them virtual, but we certainly want people to be aware that there's safe activities downtown as well.
Absolutely. And we're taking a look at the Downtown Oshkosh webpage. So you have a lot of information available there that folks can check out. And also, we took a look before at their Facebook page, and they have all their updates posted there as well. There it is. So you can check that out, find out what's going on downtown, and also just a sneak preview that we will be doing a interview for Oshkosh Today on Live TV, promoting some of the events that are happening downtown Oshkosh. So
in addition to shopping local, which we love to encourage, is also keep the local nonprofit organizations in mind. You're not going to see much of the very visible fundraising that they do, but our nonprofits are doing probably more than ever to meet the needs. So don't forget about our nonprofits in the process.
Absolutely. Keep your favorite nonprofit in mind and help them out this year. Also, talking about holidays, we have a couple of usual service changes this year.
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving, and because of the holiday week, just reminding everybody there's no garbage or recycling collection on Thanksgiving, November 26th. The service will be delayed a day, and the normal Friday pickup will occur on Saturday, November 28th. So just be aware of that, so that we can keep providing you service. And then, of course, there's no Go Transit service on Thanksgiving Day, November 26th. So just those little few reminders with the holiday season now coming upon us.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, thanks, Mark. That takes care of our first half of the program. We'll take a short break here, and then we'll come back with some agenda highlights from the upcoming Tuesday, November 24th, Common Council meeting. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
Face real challenges this year, and the virus continues to spread in our state. But each of us has it in our power to turn things around. We did it on our UW campuses. It's time to mask up, buckle down, Wash your hands, maintain social distance. Come on, Wisconsin. Together, we can do this.
The American Red Cross urgently needs blood and platelet donations and asks all healthy donors to schedule an appointment to give now. With the coronavirus outbreak, it is important to maintain a sufficient blood supply. Your blood donation is critical and can help save lives. Please schedule an appointment today. Download the Blood Donor app, visit redcrossblood.org, or call 1-800-RED-CROSS today. You can make a difference.
And welcome back to the City Manager's Report. I'm your host, Andy Radig, joined today by your City Manager for the City of Oshkosh, Mark Roloff. And now we'll get into some agenda highlights from the upcoming Tuesday, November 24th Common Council meeting. So Mark, there are a lot of different types of things on the agenda coming up. We're starting off with an award presentation being presented to Steve Brand, Utility Operations Manager, and a well-deserved award for Steve.
Well, you know, Steve's going to be one of these people that you aren't necessarily going to see because he works behind the scenes, and you know, when things are going well, you'll never hear about him. And so, but Steve has been recognized by some of his peer groups, the Water Environment Foundation, and this William Hatfield Award is for an operator of a wastewater treatment plant for outstanding performance and professionalism. And we've been recognized by the state for our performance, and Steve's leadership is a large part of that. So normally this is done at a conference where you get to do all the hoopla, and with COVID, you just don't have those things. So it's going to be a virtual presentation, but we're very proud that Steve's professional organization saw it fit to recognize him. So we're going to be proud on Tuesday, celebrating Steve's contributions to keeping our environment clean and keeping our community safe.
Absolutely, and Steve has been in his current position as the Water and Wastewater Utility Manager for the last 17 years. So, and I know that this particular organization that is presenting the award, he's been very involved with that since 1988. So, so kudos for Steve.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then we have another item, a presentation regarding the city website, and there's some updates with the website.
Yeah, the council had asked us to take a look at some items within our website. They'd gotten some comments, and certainly we had heard some of those as well. So we've added some new features on search capabilities. Some of that's still a work in progress, but for people to be able to search items on our website, whether it's agenda items or whatever. So we've made some modifications and improvements to that. And then additionally, there are some other suggestions that were made just to improve those things. So Tony Newman, our information technology manager, will be there to show off some of those features and get feedback, because this is one of these things that you're constantly going to be updating. So we want to make sure that we're responsive to that. I did announce at the last meeting that we added a feature that Google is currently making available for free, that you can do a translation to another language. We're happy about that.
That's
but
right there at the top.
All the features, all the features that are available. But really, I think the search capability has improved dramatically, and we're going to keep working on that over the next couple of years, because we've got some that need to just get filed a little better, and so you're going to see continuous improvement to our website, and appreciate the feedback we've gotten to make that happen.
Right, right. So it's all about streamlining those features, making things easier to find for folks. And I know there's also the ability to contact council members individually with the website too. That was another update. So continuous improvement, we welcome the feedback.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then, Mark, we have another item regarding insurance. And I know that the city is partially self-insured, but
yeah, this is for our workers' comp, and what partially insured, self-insured means that we cover costs up to a certain amount, and then we have insurance for claims that exceed a certain dollar amount. Currently, we're paying for everything up to $500,000 for each individual claim.
Okay.
This has really spiked in the last couple of years in terms of our costs. So we were looking for another option, and we found it through the provider that provides us our general liability insurance. It's going to take our maximum cost to $250,000 per claim, which will save us a lot of money. And then just the cost in general, we're going to save $24,000 a year on doing this. Insurance isn't the most exciting topic, but this was something that I cited in the budget message that was an issue, and we wanted to take a look at this, and this is one of the solutions. And we're going to save a minimum of $24,000 next year by making this switch, and I think it'll actually be greater based on the fact that our deductible is going down. So we're excited about that.
Well, it's always great to find savings wherever we possibly can, so that's great. Then we have an ordinance, a new ordinance to cancel the December 22nd Common Council meeting.
Yeah, any time that we have a council meeting gets close to the Christmas holiday, we take a look at this. We generally slow down a little bit at City Hall anyway, because there's some things we wait until the new year. So council decided at the last meeting, put it on the agenda. It actually has to be done by ordinance, so there'll be no meeting. But even though we're not going to have a council meeting, we'll still do our special edition of the city manager's report, where we do our top 10 for 2020. I hate to give a preview, but I think COVID will have something in there.
It might be in there.
But there's a lot of other things that we've been doing, and I'm really happy to be showing this one off, because we're a lot more than COVID. Our community is more than that, and what we've been doing the past year is much more than that. And we're going to highlight and celebrate those great accomplishments of 2020.
Absolutely. While some things may have taken the spotlight, there are a lot of things that have been going on, and so we'll be looking forward to getting that program out there, and great little preview of it. So then we have an item coming up also on the agenda, MultiFamily Development.
Yeah, this is over on Highway 91, just immediately south of the Southwest Industrial Park. This was rezoned a while ago. This project has been 2 years under review, but it's a multifamily development. There seemed to be a market for multifamily housing, so these are just a few of the examples, the renderings that were provided there. A few other items are on the agenda to approve right-of-way acquisition and dedication. So we're happy to do that. The Plan Commission has vetted this out. Again, it took over 2 years, so we're happy to be working with this developer to get this new housing started on the southwest part of town.
Great. Then there's another item, working with Great Neighborhoods.
Well, this is our Great Neighborhoods program that's probably been in place for about 8 years now.
Okay.
This was done when we started to do our neighborhood associations, and the idea and the theory we heard from all the experts was that, setting aside some funds for improvements that the neighbors themselves have a hand in and a say in is really important. So, a lot of these have historically been at parks, but there's other improvements as well. We've seen street lighting, we've seen statues, we've seen public space improvements. So we haven't had a lot of demand this year because the neighborhood associations have only been able to meet virtually, but we have about $250,000 budgeted annually for this program. The first $25,000 for this year is due to be considered by the council on Tuesday, and it's just little neighborhood improvements that really engage the neighbors much better, and so we're very happy to be participating in this way. So we're looking forward. River East is one of them. They're working on some things in their area, and so we're so happy that the neighborhood associations remain engaged even during some difficult times.
Well, those improvements, even though they come along item by item, they make a great difference over time. So that's great to see that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then under the future agenda items at the meeting, there's a discussion point about the Jackson Street corridor and safety study.
Well, this is just a reminder for everybody. We've been talking about this for over a year now, but we've had some neighborhood meetings. We had a workshop just recently with several of our boards and commissions. All of our boards and commissions have provided their input that they're forwarding to council, so we're giving it a little time for staff to put this all together. There's still, a lot of questions and concerns that some people have. So December 8th we'll be doing this. This has to do with essentially what do you do with the profile of Jackson Street from Church Avenue all the way up to Murdoch. So one is Church Avenue to New York. being recommended for a road diet. It's also recommended a road diet from New York Avenue to Murdoch. One of the questions is number one, do we do it at all?
Okay.
And number two, if we do it in phases, or do we just kind of rip off the Band-Aid and do them all at once? So that's essentially the two issues that council will really be wrestling with on December 8th. But want to give everybody an advance notice about it. We have a lot of information on our website, and I encourage people to take a look at it. Even if you don't live in that area, you're going to want to take a look at it.
Sure, it's a heavily traveled road, so definitely worth taking a look. And then we're looking at some future workshops, Mark, joint workshop with the school district.
Well, we've had difficulties in getting a lot of these meetings together because of difficulties with meetings with COVID, but the council and the school board have enjoyed having open, frank discussion about issues of mutual interest. And with the school district referendum passing, we've got the school busing program that we've implemented this year. The council asked that we start talking to the council or the school district about this. So we're probably not looking at this until January, but it's really about getting the process started to just periodically get together and get that dialogue going so that we're aware of what each other is doing. We are independent governmental entities, but clearly we need to work together, and I think the taxpayers expect that. So this is just one way of demonstrating that we are working together on these types of things.
Great way to collaborate and make sure that stays on the calendar and gets on the calendar. So, okay, and then also there's an item, implementation of Resolution 20-154. Mark, what exactly is this?
This was the resolution that was done right after COVID started, and it has to do with special assessments. We annually do street projects where we special assess for, but we usually don't bill until the following year.
Okay.
Because of COVID, the council gave us direction with this resolution, 20-154, to put off our 2019 assessments and not do them in 2020, but move them to 2021.
Okay.
And so we've done that. So now the question is with COVID still going on, does council want us to do what they originally intended, which is start processing the bills in 2020, and then the projects that were done in 2020, right now the direction would be to send out the bills in 2021. Do they want to do that? If they want to consider a change from what they originally adopted, they have to give us some direction. We have to put it on a future agenda. So we're really trying to get this out on the table because we know that there are some people who have been impacted with layoffs, furloughs, things like that. And so what kind of impact is that going to have on their personal finances? On the flip side, we also have a fiduciary responsibility because when we essentially defer that, we're carrying those costs, and that carries a cost for the city from a cash flow standpoint, because we're talking $2-3 million or more annually that we're holding off on not billing people. So that's a big challenge for us, and how long can we continue to do that? So we have to factor that in as well. So council's going to have to weigh all that information before they make a final decision. But we thought that with the first of the year coming, we're going to start working on it as we usually do. So do we send out the notices, or do we wait?
It's another example of an unusual situation this year for 2020.
Oh yeah, lots of unusual situations, but obviously we want to keep the public in mind as we look at these things. So it's really just laying it on the table for the council to give us some direction on a future agenda item.
For consideration.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, Mark, I think that's about what we have. Thanks a lot for being here today.
It's always been a pleasure, and happy Thanksgiving to you, Andy.
And happy Thanksgiving to you and your family as well. We'll be getting some plans together for our top 10 show of 2020, so you can be watching for that coming up. And again, that Common Council meeting is coming up on Tuesday, November 24th at 6 p.m. And you can watch that live on GovTV, Spectrum Channel 10, UVerse Channel 99, and streaming on YouTube and OshkoshMedia.org. Or you can listen to it on Oshkosh FM 101.9, which is also online on the TuneIn Radio app for mobile devices. And you can use as usual, your favorite streaming device to watch, including Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV. You can also visit our YouTube channel for government meeting archives and the full library of Oshkosh media programming. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all the updates. So again, thanks for joining us today. Stay safe and stay well.